And welcome back to Erie News Now. We're going to do something a little bit different today. A very special guest is joining me here in the studio, our very own Jovon Johnson here to talk about the Super Bowl. Jovon, the big game is coming up this next Sunday in Glendale, Arizona. And it's going to be an exciting matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's a heck of a matchup. Two of the best teams in the league going square to square in the big game. And, you know, Patrick Mahomes versus Jalen Hurts, what an exciting story. Both quarterbacks had outstanding years this year, and I look forward to seeing what they can do in the biggest game of the year.
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, the teams arrived today down in Arizona, and it will also be a historic game for a couple of reasons. One, it's the first Super Bowl that will feature a head-to-head matchup between two black quarterbacks in Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. And second, two brothers from opposing teams, Jason and Travis Kelce. They will face each other in the big game as well. But now let's get into the breakdown of the two teams. First, the Kansas City Chiefs. They were knocked out by the Cincinnati Bengals last season in the AFC Championship, but the roles were reversed. Kansas City got some revenge, and now they're back for the third time in 4 seasons. Jovon, what do you make of this Kansas City team, especially with Patrick Mahomes, all the injuries that he's been going through and still able to perform?
I mean, they're one of the best in the business. You know, very well coached, outstanding offensive coordinator. Travis Kelce is arguably the best tight end that ever played the game. And then you could argue that Patrick Mahomes will be, once he calls it quits, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. So, I mean, when you put those two together and then you pair those guys with whoever you have on the outside, I mean, they can do some damage to whatever teams they play. And defensively, they don't get enough credit. They're young, but they're athletic, and their front seven is tremendous. And Chris Jones, one of the best D linemen in the NFL, took it to the Bengals this time. He got the best of that offensive line.
And on the other side, we have the Philadelphia Eagles, a young, talented team, too, and they took down the 49ers in the NFC Championship, the third highest scoring offense in the league. What do you make of this team right here, especially with Jalen Hurts leading the charge?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably the best roster in football from top to bottom. Receivers, running backs, quarterback, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, secondary. I mean, they don't really have any holes. So you can expect a very, very good football team. And then their coach is young and energetic. I mean, Sirianni is a guy who is a player's coach. He understood the assignment, and he got those guys to play for him. And I'm excited to see how they fare in the Super Bowl.
Now, Jovon, do you have a final prediction of who's going to take it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I mean, I think I would go with the Philadelphia Eagles in this game, and I'm going to tell you why. Literally, when you don't have a hole in any phase of the game, I mean, it makes it tough to win. And with Patrick Mahomes being hobbled a little bit and not knowing who's his starting receiver is going to be, because a bunch of those guys got banged up last football game, it makes it tough for me to really go with Patrick Mahomes in this game. I think Jalen Hurts is going to explode with his legs.